what I want to talk about here is really paying yourself first. You should be dumping money in your business. There's a time it's okay to have a credit card bill. If I'm going to get 50 grand to pay off the credit card bills, that makes sense? So there is a time to make a minimum payment for 90 days because all that extra money is going into my business, because then I can make a $50,000 payment. 90 days better be more than 50 grand, but whatever it is that you come up with. So what I want to talk about here is really paying yourself first. Discussing the topic you should really be focused on. Now, don't forget the reason you're in this business and what your end game is. We got some kind of issue that if you're insecure with who you are, what you do, everything else, you will justify to yourself that your client's happiness matters the most to you. And your client is going to be happier if you will suffer more. You'll convince yourself of that shit. Well, I do, my clients always come first. Well, that's kind of stupid. You should do the very best you can for your clients, but they should not come first. What about your kids? What about you? It's okay to get rich. I promise it's okay. But we will justify to ourselves, our clients come first. The more that I suffer, the happier they're going to be. That's not the case for most of your clients. You might need a new lead generation source. But it's okay for you to make money. It's okay for you to focus on you. It's okay for you to negotiate what you're actually worth. If you are the best option, listen, I have no problems getting 7%. I go out, I'm not even licensed in that state. I go with another agent, one of our agent members, and I'm the marketing director for him, and I can negotiate 7%. You know why? Because you can't get this from anybody else in this town. I'm not even licensed in this state, and I can get 7% on a luxury deal. Because I know my worth and I'm willing to negotiate. I certainly don't feel guilty about it. They can go with a cheaper version. How many people in your area could go with a cheaper version than you? Every single one of them. So why don't you negotiate what you're actually worth? And if you're worth more, you'll get more and you're going to win in the long run. But what you don't want to do is keep yourself that far out of survival mode. You don't want to do that. Or sometimes in survival mode, one deal falls apart and it's over. I've always said one thing for you to remember on this: pay yourself first. You should be so dominant, making so much money. I'm telling you guys, I come from a very, very broken, poverty, struggling childhood. Struggling. I've been on both sides of the equation. I've been rich twice and broke once. And I'm telling you, you can honestly make so much money you don't know where the hell to put it. 3 things, 3 metrics I want you to focus on weekly. I don't care if it's every Monday you have a business meeting with the CEO. That's you. You sit down and you can talk to yourself. Nobody's going to know the difference. You can do it every Friday. You can do it every Monday. Mine happens to be Friday at noon. Friday at noon, every single week, I'll sit down with my CEO, me, and I'll have a meeting. As a real estate agent, these are the 3 things you want to look at. Number 1, your projected marketing expenses for the next 60 days. Hint, I want that to be high, not low. If you look at, if you did this at lunch break and you look at your projected, what are you actually planning and have lined up and ready to do in the next 60 days? If that number is 0, let me tell you, you already failed. You already know you're getting nothing. You know who you're getting? People that already know you, your sphere of influence. You failed on rule number 1, the first key metric. Number 2, the number of face-to-face appointments over the last 7 days. So if I'm doing this on Friday, I'm going from last Friday all through the weekend, through Memorial Day, through whatever. And for 7 days, how many face-to-face appointments did I get? I don't care about this. I got leads. This seems really promising. They met me. They said I'm going to come back. There's no such thing as come back. People do that all the time, and they're not coming back. They call them be-backs. I've done it myself. I'll look at a car, and I'm not going to buy the car. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to go look at another one over here. And then I'll be, how late are you open? You're here till 8? Okay, and your name's Bob? Okay, Bob, and 8 o'clock, right? Okay, I'll be back. You ain't freaking coming back. You're trying to let him down easy. Am I right? You're really making him think. And then when he goes in and talks to the buddy, oh, that dude's buying, man. He said he's coming back. He asked me how late I'm open. Of course he's going to buy. He's coming back. They're like, Bob, you should have closed the deal on the spot. No, I don't like that high pressure stuff. He's coming back. I'm telling you he's coming back. No, he ain't. He's a be back. Number 3, projected revenue over the next 60 days. So if you look at your projected marketing expenses for 60 days, your projected revenue, what you have so far over 60 days, because sometimes they're not going to close in 30, but then you also look at how many face-to-face appointments you've done in the last 7 days. That keeps you on track for the next 60, next 60, next 60, next 60. Business starts to get good. That's when business starts to get really good for you. But you have to like and respect and understand these 3 numbers. It's okay to not be it's okay that my number is 0. I had no face-to-face meetings. Well, you're not using foundational model. You know how to use it. You're not using it. Might as well be a damn ab crunch machine at your house. You got one. You know how to use it. You should pay yourself a bi-weekly salary. Greg, my cash flow sucks. Sometimes it's good, sometimes bad. What if the money's not there? Then you don't meet payroll. You should pay yourself a bi-weekly salary and a quarterly owner's disbursement. Now, by the way, I'll give you this clarification 100 times. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a personal whatever. I don't even play one on TV. You get a pro to help you. That's probably a guy that don't make any money himself, but he's going to teach you how you should do it with financials. I'm going to give you the starting point of what you should do based on the experience I've seen from other agents. Get an advisor, get a pro, have somebody else help you. But I'll tell you what I would recommend, though I am I'm just as certified in doing heart surgery for you as I am in giving financial advice from the certifiers of the United States of America. Okay? But we've made an awful lot of very successful multi-millionaire real estate agents. You'll meet a half a dozen of them tomorrow. They're in the room right now. So you actually wear 3 important hats. Think about this. You're a business owner. You're a salesperson. But you also live at home. You have personal finance. You also have mortgage, electric payment, health insurance. What am I going to do for a 401k? Do I have a SEP? What am I doing for retirement? What's going on with my credit card balance, my debts? If your financials looks like the U.S. government's financials, maybe you need to be removed from office. Maybe you're dealing with debt instead of having a lot of extra money, having a surplus. So you're a business owner, a salesperson, and personal finance. What percentage of your time should be spent in each of these 3 jobs? Let me ask you this. All of the agents in your area, where do they spend 90% of their time? Salesperson. That's all they do. All they know is nose to the grindstone, try and get another deal. Try and get another one, try and get another one. Try and hold this together. I got screwed on that. Let me try another one. Right? That's all they're doing. They're spending 100% of their time on salesperson. What happens is, as an example, if you're not doing a good job on personal finance, you owe the IRS. Because we're paid $10.99. Our cash flow sucks. We're using all our money when it comes in. We don't have the... It's not that we're trying to be a bad person. We're not trying to avoid the IRS. I ain't got it. If you're trying to get blood out of a turnip, it doesn't exist. A few years ago, I pointed out to some of my one-on-one coaching members that we need to have a competition to see who could actually win. Because you know what your number one goal in this world is? To owe the IRS more than anybody else in your town owes. Doesn't that mean you won? Why are you complaining that you owe the IRS $12,000? I wish you owed them $120,000. If you owed them $120,000, you'd be a hell of a lot happier than owing them $12,000. Isn't that true? See, you don't have a problem with expenses. You have a problem with income. Hey, it's Greg Luther, and listen, if you don't follow this channel, there's a good chance you're never going to see me again. I consistently put out regular content, and it's extremely helpful for real estate agents to grow their business. I want to keep you up to date on what's working so that you're in the know and you can take action accordingly. So be sure that you like and comment here, but most importantly, make sure you follow, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on anything. I'm here to help you in growing your business, and I'd love to do so. Follow right now.